It's been 3 years since I've taken a crack at an Altoids survival tin, but now I've done just that with this, so let's do the damn thing. So let's take a look inside this big one, which we have just stuffed to the gills. A lot of stuff to unpack here. This is very, very specific, the way it all fits in here. It is snug as a bug. Stuff barely moves around. If I take this and just, there's not much to move. This is basically the only thing that moves around. Let's just start with that. This is an emery board or fingernail file. I threw it in here because if I get a hangnail or even like this little skin on my thumb from where I cut it with a Chavez last week, rather than pick it, I just shave it off and it doesn't catch on things and I don't have to pick for hours. It's that simple. This is useful for a ton of different things, but I mainly use it for all the cuts and stuff and skin and nails, but it's just handy to have around. All right, second, to get these out of the way, we have just a bundle of zip ties, which I've held together with more zip ties, but zip ties are just useful for a million different things. I use them around the office, I use them on my truck, I use them all the time for just cinching things up, just random things zip ties are really, really, really useful for. So this piece that comes from right here is kind of like a mainstay in most of my kits. Not necessarily just this little pill bottle, but a pill bottle of some sort. This one comes from MecArmy and is actually part of a much bigger piece, but they give you caps and you can use them as little storage containers. All I ever keep in these, in all of them, the only medication I really ever take is gonna be ibuprofen and Zyrtec. I don't always take it, but if I know I'm gonna be around a cat or maybe even outside in the fall, I need Zyrtec. So the next thing is this flashlight, and I guess we can kind of take a second to talk about the concept here. And it's more or less like aid for the stuff I already have on me. I usually have on my person at least 2 or 3 ways to cut things, so I don't need really another knife in here. So this is just supposed to be supplementary to what I have, and I would probably toss this down in like a pouch versus carrying this in my pocket. Maybe it stays in the center console of my truck. This is not something I'm gonna carry in my pocket, but it is something that I could have close by. That said, the flashlight doesn't need to be super impressive. It just needs to be something that is very small and can serve as a backup. But there's also one more criteria, and the reason I went with this is that it has batteries that are easily replaced. So this is the iMini from Olight. Very, very tiny flashlight, and the way it works is you pull this and it turns on and then it turns back off when it connects. You have some very small batteries, just some little button cells, and those you can pretty easily find at a convenience store or say Walmart. USB recharging, I don't have a USB cable in here, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And it being a backup battery, I'd like something that I can just replace the batteries in on the fly. So this tiny little flashlight would serve in a pinch, but it's not something I would rely on very often. All right, next up, we have tape. This goes in conjunction with the zip ties. This is T-Rex tape, and I've just taken it off the spool and wrapped it, and I have probably about 3-ish feet of this stuff. It is nice to have a spool of this. I have a belt, the little cash belt from Wazoo. There's also some of this in there. It's just nice to have tape at a moment's notice. And kind of in the same vein, we have this. This is a spool. The spool itself comes from some buddies of mine. It's Grim Workshop. They make card tools, which there are some more in here that you'll see. And this is their keychain spool. I just took the keychain clip off and spooled 40 feet of Spectra cord. So this has 50-pound test. It's extremely strong, high tensile strength for how small and lightweight it is. I mean, that's 40 feet and it's smaller than my pinky, right? Like, that's impressive. This can be used for tying things up, bundling things. The Spectra cord comes from Wazoo. They sell it in this tube and it goes in their belt or their little kits that they sell with all sorts of little survival things, and it's sold as fishing line, but it's Spectra line. So it's very, very, very strong, especially if you just want to use this for fishing, but a little bit of string goes a very long way. If you're gonna be working on things like this, or this, or this, a good pair of scissors. The Micra, I've used the Micra and the Squirt PS4 kind of interchangeably, but I prefer the Micra mainly because you're not gonna get a really good set of pliers in something this small. The Squirt PS4 is a great multi-tool, like a nice little fifth pocket, just tiny little thing, but in terms of just bang for buck and power for size, power to weight ratio. Is that gonna work here? Maybe, sure, why not? In terms of like how good the pliers are versus how good these scissors are in the space that you're using them in, the scissors and the Micra are way better. Of course, you get a bunch of other little tools, like there is a fingernail file here. It sucks. There's a flathead, which is okay. There's a knife, which is just okay. There are tweezers, which we'll come back to in a little bit. The tweezers on this really suck. This little Phillips, it does look like a flathead, but it's a Phillips. It's okay. And then you have this bottle opener. It's also okay, and a little flathead. Like, all the tools on this are okay. This is mainly scissors. And for that, the scissors are amazing. So that is the Leatherman Micra. I've wanted to include magnets, and I bought a bunch of little magnets last time I did the video and never actually ended up using them because I couldn't find a good way to use them. And it's hard to get a really good magnet really small without it being something kind of there are several products like this, but I am a firm believer and will stand by it that Urban Carvers has the best and strongest magnets for the size of how this, like, small this is. This magnet is ridiculously strong. I'm not sure if it'll pick this whole thing up. Yeah, look at that. This little itty bitty magnet can pick that up with no problem. This is probably, without that stuff in there, maybe half a pound. I'm not sure, but it has no problem holding that. These magnets are ridiculously strong, and this can be used for so many things. The most handy thing I can think of to use a magnet for is when I'm always working on a truck and ultimately drop a socket down into a really hard to reach place. You could attach this to this string or use a zip tie or something and just drop it down, pick up your tool, and you're good to go. And then just kind of sticks to the side there, so it kind of keeps everything in place as well and doesn't take up a whole lot of room. Kind of related to this as well. And there's some redundancy here for sure. Like, don't get me wrong. This is not a perfect kit, but this is what I wanted to put in here. So these are kind of like little utility bundles. So the first one is definitely the cooler of the two. This is from a company called Kolony Collective. I found out about them from a friend of mine, Jonathan Burton, or the Bearded Burton on Instagram. And I liked it, and they reached out and sent me one, and it's really cool. So this is the counter, custody, and decoder tool. So you have a 4-pin pick, which works on some smaller, like just smaller padlocks that you can push this up and decode them, open them. You have obviously a handcuff key, which has got some really cool design cues to it. I won't explain them here, but you can find out like all the little things that you can use on this handcuff key, like indexing without being able to see it and being able to slide in at an angle, all sorts of stuff. This one is really thin. This is a shim and can be used to open combination locks without knowing the code. Works really well, and it's actually not all that difficult to do. And then this one is a like a decoder, I guess, or a pick or something. I don't know what you would call it, but for like TSA luggage locks, it can be shoved in and just open the lock using kind of like brute force. So very cool. 4 sets of tools that are held together, and there's a glow ring in there as well. So if you happen to drop it at night, you can find it. You can also put it on a keychain if you want. And then I have this. This is just a bundle of like little useful things that I've used pretty regularly. Like, for example, this heavy duty pin, this can be used to push like reset buttons on things, which is not really a thing as much anymore. I've used it to resize bracelets on watches. Same thing with the sim tool. Kind of the same concept as the little pin that you get on the camper from Victorinox. And then I also have a paper clip kind of for the same deal. Some of these things get damaged when you use them, so it's nice to have a few different options. This is another shim like what you saw here, but they get damaged when you use them pretty often. So having a backup is not a bad idea. And then this was in the most recent Going Gear box that I got. This is the bare bones lock picking kit. I don't know who it comes from, but that's what it is. You have a 4 hump, just a single pin pick, and then a tension bar or torsion bar. And I keep those together with an O-ring. It's very small, compact, and there is a little bit of overlap and redundancy, but I don't mind having some redundancy sometimes, especially with tools like this that can get damaged when you use them. So for a pin, I mean, I typically have a pin on me, but I probably forget my pin more than anything else that's in my carry, and this is just a backup just in case. And this is the big Idea Design mini pin, very, very small. It's a D1 refill, just barely big enough to write with, honestly. I wouldn't want anything any smaller than this, but it fits really well in there, and I like these just as something that's, you know, on hand if you need it. So pry bars, Love or hate them, they have their uses. I threw one in here because for me, it's really mostly about camera plates and big, wide, flathead applications. Some scraping, but mostly for me, it's gonna be a camera plate. That's typically what I use them for, and anything kind of to that effect, like just a flathead, big flathead application. And it's good to have one around. I don't always carry one in my pocket anymore, so having one in a kit like this makes a lot of sense. This one is a little titanium pry bar from ABW or American Bladeworks. 40 bucks for a little one like this, not so bad. Of course, you can get a steel one like a Griffin Pocket Tool for like half that price, but that is the American Bladeworks titanium pry bar. And then going back to the Leatherman Micra, which again, I really only have in the kit because it has really good scissors. The rest of the tools are definitely going to be superseded by other things in here. The tweezers on this are atrocious. They really are. And that's why I have these in here. These are the Tac-N-Tweeze by Civivi and Bob Terzula. They are kind of like OTF tweezers, really compact, but you can get a really good grip on things and they work really well. They're very strong. Probably my favorite tweezers. They come to a really fine point and they're really grippy, just really nice. Overbuilt? Sure, absolutely. But they get the job done. I mentioned it before, I pretty much always have a utility knife in my pocket. There's no good way to store extra blades in a tin like this without just wrapping them. I leave one side exposed because if I needed to, I could just use that. But this is two blades together, and I have a little bit extra tape, so pretty obviously going to be plenty of tape. If I needed more, I do have just a few little pieces here that I could tear from, but it makes them a little bit safer to put in here and holds them together, keeps them from flying around. We have a USB drive, 128 gigabytes. At this point, this thing's very dated, but it's good to have just a little bit of storage space unless in case I need to transfer between things. This is probably the one thing in here that could stand to be upgraded more than anything else. Just because it's so old, the transfer speeds on it are probably slow, and I just need USB-C. They make USB-C flash drives now. I just haven't upgraded. But that one's really compact and very easy to lose. So I always throw it in stuff like this so I don't lose it, ironically. And then I forget where I put it, ultimately. Okay, so this comes back to a video we made last week, and this is the other version of the little mini ratchet, the one that goes in the Leatherman. This is the other one, and I wanted a good screwdriver in here. So we have a full screwdriver kit. In here we have the 711L EDC Ratchet, which has a 1/4 inch bit driver in the end, and this obviously is a ratchet wrench. You have an extension in here, which you can use here or here to get a little more length. So you can put this in here, put a bit in there. And this works really well to turn a screw really fast if you don't need a whole lot of torque. But when it gets a little tighter or tougher to turn, you can just switch to the ratchet, switch it to tightening, and you get a little bit more torque. This is extremely compact, extremely efficient, and it goes in this tin really, really well. This is the tin that this came in. So you have 7 bits. That is most of the WIHA bit kit that I got from Urban EDC Supply, but it covers the bases. I got the Torx I need, I've got Phillips, a couple flatheads, and it all fits in this tiny little tin, which fits in there very nicely. Very compact screwdriver kit. So this is 3 of 4 pieces from the Kickstarter that Grim had earlier this year, the Lockpick and Escape kit. A Lockpick set that fits inside a wallet. I actually carried these 2 pieces inside my wallet for probably like 6 months this year, and I would just pull them out and practice lockpicking from time to time, just sitting around watching TV and stuff. It's just fun to do. That's really all it's for. Again, I'm not lockpicking seriously anytime, but it's just a good skill to know. And this is to get inside a door that's locked, so you can slide this in. It's like a shim to get inside your tool. They call it a bypass tool. It has a saw on it and a ruler if you need to use that for anything, but probably never going to need that, and that's how I hope it is, right? I hope I don't ever really actually need to lockpick anything. So all of this goes back in here, obviously in a very specific way because it's a very tight fit. So I'm going to put it all back in here real quick, and then we'll talk about the other part to it. Boom. Like a glove. Now, one last thing to mention is this little bit right here. So that's all well and good. If you want to add a little bit more to your kit, this is how you do it. This is the Grim Workshop Bandit. This is the elastic piece that I'm talking about. And you can just stretch this around your tin. What that's going to allow you to do is add additional gear to the outside if you'd like this Sharpie, which definitely would not fit inside. A Viking Whetstone from Wazoo, if you need to sharpen your knife. The cable, I mentioned I didn't have a USB-C cable inside, so I have the lever gear cable kit on the outside, which allows me to have a USB-A to USB-C and a very short cable. And then ultimately you can add something like a small Write in the Rain notebook, like this one from SE, and you can just slide this around back. And you've still got a very flat surface on the back, very compact kit, and you can expand it just a little bit to fit those bulkier things that wouldn't fit inside. It stays together. It helps keep the tin closed. There you have it. That is the ultimate MacGyver LARPing kit I could come up with. No, for real, these kits are pretty handy. It's nice to have them around. I've carried something like this in the center console of my truck for a very long time, but this could also go down in something like the Carry Commission bum bag really well, or what I've been using lately, the Verdict's Long Walks waist pack. Just tosses down in something like this. You don't have to worry about it. It's all compact, held together. Boom. There you have it. But I want to know what you guys think about this, what you would do differently, what you found interesting in this kit. If you didn't know about something, I want to know about all that stuff in the comments down below. But also, maybe if you want to see the toolkit that I have, or a little more information on these little guys, like this fire starter kit or this little grooming kit. But those are for later, not right now. If you want to check these tins out yourself, they're linked down below. They are best damn EDC. They're my very own. They come in 3 sizes. They are linked, as well as all my other stuff like this hat, this shirt. All that's linked down below. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, carry on.